Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Digital Degenerates podcast with Grimmy, Mintz, Sammy, and myself, Mike. I bet you're wondering why we're wearing these silly hats. Well, that's because today we're talking about conspiracy theories. So we had to get our tinfoil hats, and Sammy decided that she's too cool to participate. So she's just going to get sucked up by all the 5G and the alien brainwaves, and she's going to be the first one brainwashed. She will actually probably be ground zero for zombies. Just saying.
And little does anybody know, this is actually a part 2.
Yeah, so sorry for the delay on the episode this week, as we were recording about an hour into the recording the session. I realized that my microphone was not recording.
And by that, he means after the entire fucking podcast had been recorded.
Episode, yeah.
He finally realized.
You're lucky I still have the email of our scripts.
You know what? Don't hate me, but I'll take some heat for it. I know that I'm going to get some. I've already gotten some from my lovely co-hosts here. They've been dogging me for like 2 days now.
Yeah,
we're here. We made it back.
I had to check with Mike that his settings were correct for tonight.
Yeah, we had to make sure. We've learned a lesson. We verify before we click record.
Yeah, so it had to be done.
So, Mint, something happened to you this weekend. Would you like to share?
It did. So the infamous Mr. Mintz / hashtag Free Craig. Well, he is not free anymore because he put a ring on it.
So, are you going to make him actually take your last name?
Well,
I think there should be
it's a must. You have to.
I think there should be a thing
like hyphenated.
Listen,
I did request.
What's the name gonna be?
So it is. So it's gonna be Glovox.
What?
Yeah, it's gonna be Glovox. Yeah, Glovox.
Glove box.
Glove.
Yeah. So it's a Polish surname.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of that.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of that commie bullshit.
So he actually said to me the other day, he goes, "You're gonna have to change your name on the podcast and on Twitch." He was like, "You're not gonna be Mintz anymore. It's not gonna work." And I was like, "I will always be Mintz, no matter what." So even when we're married.
That's why
we're having an intervention, and we're going to make him take your name. We need to speak with
Craig on this because we don't agree.
Yeah,
okay? He needs to take your surname.
I agree.
He needs to be Craig Minty.
Nothing quite as cool as Minty.
Nothing rolls off the tongue like the last name Minty.
It's amazing, right?
Yeah,
Mr. Minty.
There's so much punning you can do.
That's my dad. That is my dad.
Cascade or Spearmint would pay him a shit ton just to use his name in ads.
Do you know, I genuinely, growing up, I used to get it all. So I used to get Wrigley's, I used to get called Polo, I used to get called Spearmint, I used to get called Treeball. My friends told me when I was younger my first car should be a Volkswagen Polo. Because
I don't think we understand the Polo reference.
Nobody here understands your references.
Wrigley's we understand. That's gum. We got that. What's Polo?
Right,
yeah,
so
Wrigley's. I understand Spearmint.
So Polos, they're like little round mints with a hole in the middle. They're just mints, but they're round with a hole in the middle.
They're lifesavers.
Yeah, they're lifesavers.
Yeah, they're lifesavers, right? Yeah, they are lifesavers, but they're hard.
Yeah, these ones are hard too, and white and. Yeah.
Chalky.
Yeah,
chalky. Here they're called Polos. Yeah, they're called Polos.
See, why the fuck does the UK have to have a different name for everything? Why can't they just be like the victors in America and just name everything the same? You gotta be all difficult and shit.
No, it's you. It's you that changes everything.
We won the right to rename shit. Okay.
No.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah, July 4th, 1776. We won the right to call shit whatever the fuck we want.
That's right.
So take your fucking tea and get it out of the harbor and get your redcoat ass back to the UK. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what you're pointing at.
Is England. This is England.
That looks like a patch.
That's not England. I thought that was,
That's the Three Lions. This is our football crest.
England's not even shaped like that.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand.
Well, to be honest, I didn't understand the red coat reference until the other day.
Shocking.
That's what the British wore during the Revolutionary War. They wore the red coats, and the Americans, the colonials, wore the blue coats.
What's funny is she was like, "Oh, I like that a lot," and the little as she knows, she's being made fun of.
It.
And then she Googled, and now she's super offended.
Yeah, I didn't know. I was like, "Oh, that's really cool," and then Trash Man was like, "Are you being serious? You don't understand?" I was like,
You're just like, yeah, I got that. Got that reference.
Yeah, we did a classic Mintz and we just pretended that we understood.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that just goes right over your head. I love it. Especially when we start talking American and you're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's the best.
Oh, well, I'm here to entertain, so.
Well, lucky enough, we have enough conspiracy theories here to go over all our heads.
Yeah.
Completely. And how they even came about.
And I think Sammy wants to go first. She's like really eager down there. So, what you got?
This one has my mind blown a little bit. Just a little bit. Because there are people that believe this. And that does not blow my mind. This one, it says, the Earth is hollow and other populations live inside its core. Like we just exist on the crust.
You know how fucked up that would be if you're digging a hole and then you fall in
and you see somebody's on the shitter.
A fucking pterodactyl comes out of fucking nowhere. Fucking tries to scoop your ass up.
Are they
Talk
like
about
the mole people?
Day. No, this is a whole ecosystem.
Oh, okay. So and
a terrarium.
And the reason why the core of the Earth is hot is because it's their sun. Or something like that.
That's right. Yeah. So it's like their sun is our Earth core, and that's why there's gravity. It holds us down, but
So do you think that they have like a crust that they live on? It's just like this like kaleidoscope of like civilizations just like barreling smaller and smaller into the middle of Earth?
Surely, right, the civilizations then that live under each layer, they've got to get smaller and smaller.
I would think so.
The people. So you'll have micro people.
Yeah.
I think you are underestimating the size of the Earth right now.
No, it just makes sense, right?
They have to be smaller, right?
Mintz, do you have a subscription to the Telegraph?
I do not.
Oh, damn. Because that's where the story is at. And it literally says they've tried to prove that there is a whole other world beneath our own. They just don't know how to find the way in.
Don't they just keep digging?
Send Grimmy, because we won't miss him if it goes wrong.
You're kidding me. you know that fucking magazine that used to be out? I don't even know if it's still a thing, but it was
Esquire
always in
or whatever.
The Esquire thing.
Yeah.
That really fucked me up. I'm like, what if that's true shit and we all just think it's bullshit?
Just like, this is so ridiculous.
And they're like Bat Boy just got married to the fucking zebra or some shit. I don't know, but you're like, oh, that's a stupid story. There's a whole fucking page article on this.
Yeah.
And people are blowing it up. What if that's some real shit?
That was actually the first place that I heard that celebrities are actually replaced by lizard people.
And now it's actually a thing. It's all over the interweb.
What do you guys think? You think
the Esquire?
No, do you think that?
Oh, yeah. Wait, but that.
I think the first story I saw was that the Clintons were actually lizard people.
Yeah, but what is a lizard? Are we talking
they look like us? They look like us, but they're actually a lizard inside or something. They take over our forms, but they're actually a smarter civilization of people.
And do they have tails?
Yes.
Yeah, are we talking full blown lizard with the claws and tails?
I'm gonna be real with you. Not all lizards go.
All lizards.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Have you ever fucking seen a turtle do that?
A turtle isn't a lizard. It's a turtle, you fucking idiot.
It's the same family.
Does a turtle have a tongue?
No, turtles are amphibians. They're like frogs.
They're reptiles.
I think reptiles are the bigger like family, but like
I'm gonna look it up. Sammy, fact check me.
yeah, we need a fact check. Fact check quick.
Oh no, this is where I'm.
No, but have you ever seen like the Mark Zuckerberg when he was like being like questioned by?
It is a reptile, not an amphibian.
God, it actually pains me sometimes to be fucking right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's what his hat's actually for, is to contain his big brain.
Yeah, exactly. My knowledge like spews out like immense amount.
Yeah,
and it
so
actually
much that
is
it hurts all of our
radioactive.
brains, so he has to block his signals.
I have to block my signals to save you guys' lives.
Does that mean then, serious question, just very quickly, does that make crocodiles and alligators reptiles as well? Because they live in water.
There's no fucking way you just threw that at me.
Yeah, but I thought turtles, because they lived in the water.
So what do you think a fucking alligator is?
I don't know.
Don't tell me. I will slap you through this camera right now if you say it's a fucking amphibian.
A hybrid? I'm not sure.
Oh my god.
Definitely a reptile.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Now it's clear for me. I understand. I understand. Because I would say a tortoise is a reptile because it doesn't.
Turquoise?
A tortoise?
Yeah, a tortoise.
Yeah.
It's a tortoise.
Yeah, a tortoise.
Say it again.
Say it again for good measure.
Fast.
Tortoise is a tortoise.
Mintz.
Yes.
Is your normal natural hair color, is it red?
A little bit, yes. Yeah.
What color are your eyes? I can't really see.
They're like at the moment, they're grey because Grimmy is sucking the soul out of me. But they're normally like a bluey green.
Oh, Mintz is a lizard person.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We fucking knew it. We've called this shit from day one. We knew it.
Yeah.
How does somebody who believe in lizard people know when someone is a lizard person? Green eyes.
Yep.
Good eyesight or hearing.
Well, she's wearing glasses, so
I'm fucking blind as shit.
Or hearing, though.
I do
Red
have
hair.
good hearing.
all right. Well, we're good there. Check that next box.
A sense
Yeah.
of not belonging to the human race.
Well, all right. Check that box too.
Yep.
Unexplained scars on the body.
No.
A love of space. Low blood pressure.
Oh, no. My blood pressure is regular. Although whenever I do this podcast, for some reason, it's really high.
Couldn't imagine why.
I think I fit like 80% of that question.
Yeah. I think you're a lizard
so Grammy's
person.
a lizard person. We were wrong.
I'm the
We've been
lizard one.
deceived.
Into it.
It's not me at all. It's Grimmy. He's just projecting onto me. It's that
So-
fucking...
So now that we've discovered that for sure that a lizard is a reptile, Mintz, do you know why the lizard couldn't get it up?
Why?
He had a reptile dysfunction.
That's such a dad joke.
I'll see myself out.
Yeah, you're done.
I've got a UK one for Mintz. I've got one for the UK people here. So I saw one earlier that said that the queen is actually dead, but they're like keeping it under wraps because they don't want to have to go through like the 5 days of mourning and like shutting the stock market down and like all the other shit that's going on. So like they're just kind of like keeping her on ice, and they're just gonna like keep it under wraps until like after Christmas, so that they don't have to like.
I would just like to say, if it is true and if the Queen is dead, I'm going to have a tantrum because they give us the day off work.
You've had plenty of days off work with your COVID ass.
You're a real shit person.
I want my 2 or 3 days off work.
I want my day off. Die, bitch.
That's like us. That's like us with insurance money or like life insurance. Like I need somebody to die. I got too many bills to pay.
Yeah,
Could you imagine? Actually, no, Queenie, I love you. Please don't die because your son. Please, no.
They'll take you away.
It's gonna happen.
I don't care.
Hey,
I don't want him on the throne.
What happened with the Boris Johnson situation? Did they ever replace him, or they still have to like vote somebody in?
He is a lizard.
He's definitely a lizard person.
He is 100% a lizard person. I don't. I don't actually know. It's gone really quiet on that front, so I'll have to do some research
I wish
and I
I had
will
his hair.
update you. No, you don't.
Just grow it
Look
out.
at the state of it.
Just grow
Look
it
at
out
the
and then
state of
stick your
it.
dick in a fucking light socket, and you'll
That
have that kind
guy-
of hair.
Look at the state of it.
Had-
Look at the state of it.
That guy had the best hair I've ever seen in my life.
I saw
No,
I saw
do
some
you want to
pictures of
follow
him.
these?
It was like he's actively all the time sticking his head out the window. And just that flow is amazing.
I
So
think
I'm
I think he
kinda jelly
constantly
on that.
looked like he had just had like the worst day. Like he was just like a hot mess all the time.
Yeah, 100%.
Which apparently he actually was. So
Yeah, it really was.
He always, the way he would talk and like present himself, always made it seem like he was late for something.
yeah.
Do you know what? The worst thing was, right, before he was the Prime Minister, there are so many videos of him, like, just generally being a bumbling idiot. And there was, you need to look it up after the podcast, but there's a video where he's, like, doing an interview when he was the Mayor of London. And then there were some people, like, fuck-assing about on push bikes. And then he called them, like, nincompoops or something and, like, ran after them he literally just left the cameras and fucking yeeted off to these people on these push bikes, like, calling them nincompoops. And I was like...
Is that like a
what?
big insult, or is that like a
What's a
mild
push bike?
insult?
It's quite mild. It's
What's a
quite
push
mild. A cycle, like a bicycle.
Why don't you just call it a bicycle?
Why do you have to add so many words to things to make them something that you can easily just say in one word?
The thing that's easy about it is like when I don't know it, you take little to no time to come up with the correct word for it. So it's not like you're trying to convert it to like our English. There's already a word for it. You guys have just changed it.
I just think that the UK just likes to make things longer just so they can hear themselves talk more, instead of just saying it like, you know, the easy way.
Yeah.
See, Americans are lazy. We don't like to put more things in than we have to. So we just call it
like
what
letters.
it is.
Like
Yeah,
letters.
I mean, that extra
Nobody
U
writes a
in like
letter
half
anymore.
the words is not necessary whatsoever.
My conspiracy theory there is, you know, when we came over and helped you with your country, the ones that came over were the illiterate, really stupid ones, and that's why you guys don't spell anything right. That's my conspiracy theory. When Christopher Columbus came over, he did come over from my country, didn't he?
So you don't even
No.
know your own history.
No, I don't. I
You
don't
don't
know.
even know the history.
Christopher Columbus is a Spaniard. You nincompoop.
Yes, I'll take that. Well, anyway, when we came over, it was these silly ones that came over. That's my conspiracy theory.
Christopher Columbus, not even part of your country.
It's just because his name sounded English instead of Spanish.
Very. I genuinely, like, on a serious level, I know we joke, but I don't actually know a huge amount about, like, that revolution that you had where you threw our tea bags into the bay and things like that. I don't even know if that really happened. I don't believe that actually happened.
We threw whole crates of your tea in the
I
ocean
feel
and
like
said,
your school
"Fuck you."
system, like during that poured in history, like they just don't cover it. Like they just
No,
skip
right?
Well-
So the history, like, curriculum here really doesn't cover a lot of.
Let me
So I was really lucky.
let me
to
just
learn a
be
lot of
honest with you.
history, but-
American school system doesn't really cover our L's either. If we lost something, that's not covered. And
No,
even if we did
no.
lose, they make it sound like we won. So
Yeah,
I feel it. I mean, it's
yeah.
the history is always told by the winner.
Well, here's another one that will just debunk your history thing. Is that there's a group of people that think everything that you reset every Thursday.
What?
See, I can't get behind that.
Why is it Thursday though?
I don't know.
I don't know.
And
Hold
not
on.
Wednesday.
I would think
mean,
like Sunday, like because
but-
Sunday's like the
Yeah.
start of the week. Like
No, Sunday's the end of the week.
Or Wednesday because it's hump day.
what?
Sunday is the last day of the week.
No.
Sunday is the first day of the week.
No.
Yes, it is.
Wait, so
basically it says that last Thursdayism is the idea. I know. It was uncomfy for me to like say out loud.
Thursdayism.
Thursdayism is the idea that the universe was created last Thursday, but with the physical appearance of being billions of years old. It's also a counter to the creationism theory. Under the last Thursdayism, books, fossils, light already on the way from distant stars, and literally everything, including your memories of the time before last Thursday, was all formed at the time of creation, last Thursday, in such a state that they appear much older.
I mean, there's no way of really disproving that, I guess.
There is.
I'm just trying to figure out where the fuck they get Thursday from.
Yeah. Monday would make more sense.
No, Sunday.
No, Monday.
Sense.
Actually, I feel like you would be able to disprove something, because if your memories are just like a fictitious thing that your mind thinks up happened before creation, then how can you have like a timeline of events? Like, let's just say like, I'm going to take this water bottle and I'm going to put it on my desk, and I'm going to remember I put it on my desk. And then whenever Thursday rolls around, it's put on my desk because that's where I put it. You know, it's like a timeline. Like it.
So would it mean then that it would be moved on Thursday? It wouldn't be there.
It wouldn't be there on Thursday, but you would have a memory of it being there, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you can't disprove it.
Have you ever heard?
Why do we do ones that make our brains hurt?
Yeah.
Hear one about your body resetting every 7 years?
Bro, there's a church. True. There's a church. The members of the church last Thursday.
I believe
there's a church for everything.
I was about to say that there's a church for almost anything. You could go out there. Did you know that the U.S. government recognizes like 378 different types of religion?
Yeah, Jedis are one of them.
Yeah, you can be a Sith.
You can genuinely be a Jedi.
I am going to Google how to do that later.
Yeah, so if you have like, well, in the military, like you have you get your dog tags and stuff. So it'll sit there and tell you what your religion is based off of it, or whatever you put onto it. So you can have like Sith, like Jedi, Wiccan, fucking anything really. Like if there's like a legitimate thing and it's been recognized, you can fucking slap that baby right on there.
So does yours say the Church of Grimmy?
No, mine says none.
You don't believe in your, you don't believe? No.
No, I don't.
No, I am agnostic.
I have a bit of a brain.
No, I believe right. No.
We can't go off pissing off religions now. I mean, y'all can believe what you want. We believe what we want.
Wait, please keep listening to us, all of you lovely God-fearing Christian people / Buddhist / Sikh / Muslim. We love you all. Grimmy's just an asshole.
I get. Anywho.
Keanu Reeves is a vampire?
You know
yes.
what? He's not a vampire, all right?
He is.
Listen, you leave Keanu Reeves and Ryan Reynolds alone. Those men are like fine wines. As they get older, they just get better and better.
What? Why are you so defensive? Vampire is not an insult. Okay, have you seen the Vampire Diaries? God damn!
You look like one. Look like a vampire. Pasty, like Dracula version.
So
not
is she a vampire or a lizard person? What do we need to figure this out?
Well, I already sent the photo of the gray alien, so I feel like she's more of a gray.
Right, for those of you that are listening and not watching, I'm not actually wearing any makeup today, and Grimmy has made it his personal mission to remind me that I look deathly ill. I'm surprised he hasn't compared me to Voldemort, to be honest.
That's
he doesn't know Harry Potter.
That's a good one, and I just didn't want to go down that road.
Yeah, no, you're a bastard.
Because that would be insulting him.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God, we went there. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, you're done. How could you be so rude?
That was
You
pretty
just
cold.
wait.
It just
That
comes
was-
naturally.
No, you're awful.
It's like
I hate
no
you.
filter.
It's just because he's mad that he can't play Apex right now because he has to re-record because I'm a stupid idiot.
God damn it! No, I get frustrated.
So now he's just angry at the world. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
You can somewhat blame me for his actions.
I'm already put into a bad mood about it.
No. The problem is just
Apex?
No.
I'm just used to it. I'm
About
used to it.
flat
I
Earth
should...
people.
Oh God.
Have you guys ever seen that thing? So I don't know if you guys go on like sometimes Facebook will have those like random videos that will like show up or whatever like that. But there's like a show or some like YouTube show that they do where they take like people of like polar opposites and like groups and put them together to like talk and try to discuss. So
Do you know that I did that in my philosophy class and it was the worst experience of my life?
It is so cringy to watch.
It's so terrible.
It's like it's like pins and needles because you're waiting for somebody to like have a meltdown because they're going against whatever they're
to like swing on them.
Yeah, so they did like the flat earthers versus like astrologists.
Like Neil deGrasse Tyson versus like the biggest flat earther.
Yeah, basically. And they like put them in a room together and then they ask questions and they basically just debated about it.
I liked the show where the flat earthers like debunk themselves, like doing the experiments. Like you had the one guy that had he had like 2 lights and cameras set up like 17 miles apart or 7 miles apart or something, whatever the supposed curvature of the earth is. And it's like his experiment was like, if I put the camera up this high on both sides, I should still be able to see the light because the earth is flat, it doesn't curve. And then he like did the whole experiment, and it's like at the very end he's like, I can't see the light. And he just kind of like looks at the camera and then it like plays like that like music or whatever. It's like,
yeah.
Like,
and you know what?
He's like, son of a bitch.
So we were talking about that, and I actually was, because you know the government's listening and TikTok listens. So then I ended up getting a video of like one of the flat earthers explaining like how the Earth is flat, and they were like, "Oh yeah, you know, because Antarctica is like goes around like there's just no solid continent. It like wraps around the entirety of the Earth." For the ice dam or whatever like that they call it, or
so like the water doesn't fall off.
Yeah, so the water doesn't fall off, and they're like, well, how do you know that? They were like, because no country is allowed to be there on Earth, and I'm like, yeah, because it's fucking negative 100 fucking degrees, like
yeah,
it's fucking freezing there.
Like,
yeah,
like
that's, you're gonna find there.
Like that's cold enough. You step outside and you're gonna poop your own wiener because it's just gonna go that far in. It's gonna come right back out.
Like
I think you legitimately like. If you go visit Antarctica, like you have to be a scientist. Like you can't just go there to visit because it's so dangerous.
Yeah, it's super dangerous. And the only thing that's there is penguin and penguin shit. Like there's nothing. There's fucking nothing there.
And what about polar bears?
Those are the North Pole.
No, those are the North Pole.
Yeah, those are the other side.
But still really cold.
Yeah, still really cold.
Well, it's still really cold, but Antarctica is like just bigger and.
See?
So is it Antarctica and then the Arctic?
Yeah.
But then if we're going by the
Antarctica would be like the opposite of the
same.
Arctica, so Antarctica.
Oh, it's called the Arctica.
Well, no, it's called the Arctic, but just give it a second, it'll click.
Yeah, but you just said it was the opposite of the Arctica, so
Yes.
then my brain has gone, oh, it's called the Arctica, but we just call it the Arctic.
We do too.
Conspiracy theory. It's not called the Arctic, it's the Arctica.
I mean, you can call it that if you want.
You just called it that.
Mintz, you got to take off that tinfoil hat. You're fucking cooking your brain.
The microwaves are bouncing around in there.
There's a mouse in there that's fucking overheating.
I'm struggling. I am struggling. So, okay, I have a question then for the flat Earth theory. If the ice dam, so technically then, if we're going on the flat Earth theory, the Antarctic and the Arctic would be the same thing.
Yeah.
Because it's all connected. Same, but different. Okay, but if that's the case, how is it that then the ice caps are melting, the water levels are rising? If the Earth was flat, surely the water would just fall into space.
So actually, in all honesty, they only say that the ice caps, like the north, like ice caps are melting.
No, they're talking about Antarctica shrinking too.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
But then again, they're supposed to shrink.
But you know what? That goes off of Grimmy's theory about global warming.
Oh yeah, well, because they were originally never there. So my theory is global warming doesn't exist, and it is like a reconditioning where it's going back to its original state in prehistoric times, and like fossil fuels just are pushing it along faster than we can adapt. So that's basically why everyone's like fucking freaking out.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Seems a little bit
logical.
more.
It's fucking logical, huh? Because, if we went on like a normal state, right, we would be able to adapt like every other fucking animal out there. Would be able to adapt and overcome. Well, if not, we'd die in certain spots, but that's irrelevant.
Well, see, the dinosaurs didn't have Facebook, so I mean, I think that we've come a little ways technology-wise that we could survive going back to how the Earth was when the dinosaurs roamed the Earth.
I don't know.
So?
I think so.
I don't know about that. Because I personally think that if we were to go back in time, we'd be more technologically advanced.
Well, I mean, we would have to be to actually achieve going back in time.
No, I mean, the pyramids, they didn't have computers.
You know what, though? I kind of think that's right. Because you have all of this history about how we've done all of these wonderful things, the Industrial Revolution and all of that stuff. And then we get here and we're just kind of like stagnant. Like all we can do is come up with new phones.
Yeah.
Like that's all we can do with our technology. Like,
yeah, it's
we got a faster computer.
All we can do is make computers smaller and phones smaller than bigger. And then they're going to start going back smaller.
So what are we actually achieving technologically? Not shit, man.
I think that the world actually ended in 2012. The last time that, or either that or like the last time that they turned on the Hadron Collider. And like the particle collider. Like,
yes, in Switzerland.
Yeah, the last time that they turned that on, they actually killed everybody. And now we're just living in a simulation that was turned on whenever civilization ended.
I don't even know what that is.
Do you believe in like different dimensions, like the multiverse?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And like shifting and stuff.
Like what's your theory on the multiverse?
I think that there's other versions of us somewhere.
Like how many though?
Oh, it could be infinite amounts. And it's like every time you have deja vu, like you're coming closer to that link of your other self, like going through the same experience that you had, but then like your timelines like converge and then like spread back apart. And that's your deja vu.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see,
not converge like deja vu like this.
Yeah, like
and then
like they get close enough that like you see the memory that you had before and then they like go back away.
See, but I believe deja vu is through reincarnation.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people believe that.
Because it's like your past life, your past experiences, that happened, and then it happens again, and then you're like, oh, that feels really...
you're already dead?
So on reincarnation, I've heard that birthmarks are like how you died in a past life.
No, I mean, I don't have any birthmarks.
Well, then you just died of natural causes, then. You weren't like violently murdered or something.
Oh, that's good.
Like I have,
I like that.
Like Sammy was.
I was shot.
Sammy was shanked a couple of times because she's got several birthmarks.
I got one right there. I got one on my thigh.
I only have.
No, I have none.
I have one under my nipple and on my back, so I definitely had an entry and an exit wound.
Which side do you reckon it went in? Through the front or through the back?
Well, the one under my nipple is like really small, and then the one on my back is kind of like the size of like a quarter or whatever. So It's definitely like the entry wound was like a 22, and then
I'm just immortal.
Back.
Okay. What about you, Grimmy? How did you die?
I didn't. I'm immortal.
He's actually been here for like 300 years.
Yeah, and to go back, according to scientists, the average temperature of the Earth during the prehistoric ages was like the oceans were 35 degrees Celsius.
What, in the ocean?
In the oceans.
What are they now, though?
Way colder.
I would probably say.
So basically, what they're saying is the Earth was much warmer than what it is currently.
That's like that's like close to 100 degrees Fahrenheit for water. Like,
yeah, that was average. It says average. The poles were never had ice on them, and the average temperature prevailed in the oceans were up to 35 degrees Celsius.
So the average temperature of the sea surface is about 20 degrees Celsius. So for you guys, 68 Fahrenheit, but it ranges from more than 30 in tropical sea regions to less than 0 degrees Celsius at high latitudes. In most of the ocean, the water becomes colder with increasing depth.
Well, that's just physics.
Yeah.
But I think he was saying like the average of like all of those temperatures.
The average.
Is 35.
So you take the sum of everything that you just said, and the average of them all out to 35.
That's hot.
Yeah. So definitely, I think it was probably real freaking hot. So
really fucking hot.
I don't know if humans could sustain that in our current state.
Because we were around when the dinosaurs were around.
No, we weren't.
Were we not? Neanderthals, weren't we around?
No. That was like we came about after during Ice Age type period is when.
Yeah,
so how do we survive an ice age? Right, this is what I don't understand. Yeah, the world's really hot. There's loads of fucking dinosaurs.
We're very small and furry, and we like to burrow. So most of the mammals on Earth to survive during that period lived underground. So technically, you could call us mole people.
So the Doomsdayers they're onto something.
They're onto something. So when Doomsday go and you're making fun of the dude in the fucking bunker, he's onto some shit. He's gonna evolve into something.
But okay, so we were mole people. We lived underground. And then it's really hot.
No, not
You
not
literally
us.
just said we lived underground.
I mean ancestors, but
okay, yeah.
They weren't necessarily human. Like what we define as human now.
So the similar biological makeup to what we are now. Is that better?
Basically rodents.
Okay. I mean, I know you're a bit
like
of a
Master
rat,
Splinter, basically.
Yeah, Master Splinter.
Do you know what? You stress me out so much.
Speaking of Doomsday bunkers, how about the Denver airport thing? Have you guys seen that shit?
That's where the Illuminati hide.
That is where the Illuminati hide, actually. And it supposedly looks like a swastika if you look at it from like up above.
And that's where all the missing children are because, they eat them.
Have you?
You guys
have seen that show with Jesse Ventura, conspiracy theories? He did a big thing on the Denver airport.
He did.
You don't know why like celebrities eat children?
It's like South Park episode, stem cells.
Yeah, stem cells.
Yeah, to
they
keep
do
them
it for like
young, and then they crack the neck.
No,
because they're all like Satanists. So they believe the Illuminati is like linked to like Satanism, and like they do like weird rituals where they have sex with children and kill them and murder them and drink their bone marrow so they get eternal youth and look pretty and become famous.
So are celebrities that then? Like some celebrities, like the ones that never age? They're like
Keanu Reeves doesn't age, but he is a wonderful human.
But Keanu Reeves is like the nicest dude in reality. Like,
but yeah, he's so wholesome.
I
just want to be his best friend. Keanu, if you're listening, I just want to be your best friend.
She wants to touch
your butt. He doesn't want to be yours.
What?
I said he doesn't want to be yours.
Yeah, that Sammy brought up a good point. Paul Rudd has looked the same for like 25 years too.
Paul Rudd does. That's like a hard thing. He's probably eaten some children.
And Avril Lavigne. Okay, what about the Avril Lavigne conspiracy?
Oh, this conspiracy, yeah. She's a clone.
Yes, kind of ish. She's a clone, and Avril died after like her skater boy and all that stuff. She died, and then her freaking clone Melissa was born, and that's why she was like super edgy, super Avril and punk and all that. And then this Melissa clone is not that way, and she's like nice and pretty and pink and glitter and like total opposite. Nobody knows.
Well, then
she got consumed by her clone.
Yeah, but then they say that about Tupac as well. I mean, the Tupac conspiracy is wild.
Tupac and Biggie. Yeah,
absolutely wild. Like they're both still alive, just chilling. Because when Tupac was shot, you know, there was other people in the car, and I can't remember how many bullets were set off. But how is it that, let's just say it was 17. It was some crazy big number like that. 17 bullets are shot into a vehicle. One person dies.
50 Cent took 9 of them.
Yeah, 50 Cent.
And he's still alive.
Yeah.
Was 50 Cent in the car with Tupac?
Yeah, they were actually on their way to a scooter convention.
You really had me there for a minute. I got well excited. I was, oh my god. Anyway,
we got a whole new conspiracy theory now. 50 Cent was there when Tupac died.
I hate you with every fiber of my being. You need to stop.
And Diddy put the hit out that got Pac killed.
50.
Okay, so it says here.
No, that was P. Diddy and Biggie.
Well, I mean, Diddy was a Crip.
And Tupac was a Blood, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'm sure it was Diddy. And Biggie.
There's no proof. We're only speculating here.
Because Tupac is. I mean, there's a lot of evidence to prove that he's not actually dead.
You ever watch those weird videos where they take like certain people's music and then they play it backwards? Like they normally do it with like rock music where they're like, oh, this is like a satanic fucking thing, and they play it backwards and it's like hail the devil or something. People like pick and choose what they hear and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But they took a few of like Tupac songs and they played it backwards, and they were like, oh yeah, some of it's saying that he's still alive like during the song, like if you play it backwards.
Well, yeah, because he was fucking singing it.
No,
obviously he's still alive.
It was the songs before he got shot, like to let people know, like after he got shot.
Oh, okay.
He was still alive.
You know, I've heard the thing that you can play some audio from Disney movies backwards, and it says stuff like that. Like
on the old VHS tapes, you can see like the Little Mermaid.
The dicks and
the boner from the little priest on the ship, and in Bambi, the flowers spell penis, and
Andy's mom sucking dick.
Yeah,
and in the Lion King, when he lays down on the rock and then it like puts up all those flat like petals, and then it's like sex for sex.
Yeah.
Walt Disney was a motherfucker.
I actually did a research project on that. I think in my senior year.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
There's actually a conspiracy theory. There was a conspiracy theory out there, a new one that I actually recently heard of after our failed podcast the first time, that Disney, the Disney company actually made the movie Frozen just so it would take up the Google search for the movie instead of the search for Walt Disney being frozen.
I saw that as well. He's cryogenically preserved, apparently.
Yeah. So that's been like the talk. Like he froze
Time to go
himself
search it.
so he could go into the future and like Futurama his shit, right? But
I heard that.
the theory is or like the conspiracy theory is the only reason why they made the Frozen movies is so when you go Walt Disney Frozen, it just pulls up the movie and doesn't pull up Walt Disney cryogenically freezing himself.
Yeah, because they paid a shitload of money for that. Because you like obviously you must know like to like. So a company I used to work for, if you were to go, like for Christmas, they bought like a period of time. And for that period of time, if you were to go onto Google and search diamond ring or watch, their company would come up first. Like, you know, when you have like your Google advertising, like their items would come up at the top. The website would come up. It would be like the first hit on Google. For the Christmas period. I guarantee that's what Disney have done. They've paid like for an indefinite period of time to have the Google search. No,
I have no
it's
doubts
too
that
old.
Google actually like manipulates what you like search for.
Oh, without doubt.
Definitely.
It's kind of like, I mean, it's the same for like TikTok and stuff. Because I saw one today that said that TikTok was originally designed in China as a way for like people to post like things that make them more intelligent, like engineering type videos and like stuff like that. But then whenever it released worldwide, then the algorithm in like America only shows people doing stupid dances and like doing stupid stuff, whereas like in China it only shows you like people being smart and doing like really smart things. And
well, I mean,
China
like
is wild
stuff.
Anyway. China is the wildest country anyway.
And stuff anyway, like make it so that's all you search. I mean,
they don't even have like Google in China. They have their own search engine.
Yeah, that's what you have too.
They have like their own, like they're not allowed to do so much. Like the internet access over in that country is mad restricted.
It's a fucking, what's it like? Not like.
It's a dictatorship, isn't it?
It's like a dictatorship, but they don't call it that.
No. But yeah, it's crazy.
But they put restrictions so heavily on like their citizens that like even if you're still in school, like you're only allowed to like play video games for like 2 hours a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to, and you can't create like a gamer tag. You have to use your real name.
Really?
Yeah, so that way you can't. The theory is like you can't hide. Like there's no not knowing who that person is.
It's really scary.
That might work for like over here when people were doing that. What do they call it? Like the sniping thing. When people would find out your actual home address and stuff like that, and like
swatting.
Yeah. That like when they were doing that, that would be.
But see, the issue is when people get like swatted like on Twitch or YouTube or whatever, like live, the issue is actually that it comes from a different country. So like if Mintz was live and I was like, I'm gonna call and say that there's like a explosives like at our house or something like that. The people do that because there's no way that the law enforcement in her town is going to be able to do anything to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hard. It's really hard when it's out of area, especially out of country.
Yeah, out of country is a completely different thing. They're not going to give a shit that somebody in a different country called in some shit.
Have you guys seen the stuff about MK Ultra?
No.
I haven't looked into it a whole lot, but somebody had recommended it as a conspiracy theory. And basically it's the CIA's research into mind control in like the 60s.
I heard that's where the LSD came from.
That's where where they designed LSD to like make these people like lose their minds to see if they can like reprogram them to do like what they want.
I really like this. It says
it was a Things thing.
Quasi-legal human experiment.
Right.
Quasi-legal?
Yeah, I'm like, was it though?
Doesn't sound very legal to me.
No.
It's just like, it's really like a wild thing. Like it was like during the Cold War and stuff. So
the 60s was a fucking crazy thing,
man. Like everybody was like freaking tripping on shrooms and shit.
I mean, you must have heard, like, during the Second World War, that the Nazis were, like, off their heads on methamphetamines and cocaine.
So basically, this all started in the 1950s and 1960s. At the height of the Cold War, the United States government feared that the Soviets, the Chinese, and the North Koreans were using mind control to brainwash U.S. PO or prisoners of war in Korea. In response, they decided to try their own mind control. And so people like volunteered for this. Like they basically told them like, hey, like you're like saving your country. So like they volunteered for this shit. And it involved more than 150 human experiments involving psychedelic drugs, paralytics, and electroshock therapy. Sometimes they knew that they were participating, but other times they had no idea, even when the hallucinogens started taking effect. Many tests were conducted at universities, hospitals, or prisons in the United States and Canada. And most of the records have been destroyed. So,
of course.
I wonder why.
What else was new?
It's just crazy that, like, it makes you really, really wonder, like, what the fuck is our government doing behind closed doors? Like, Area 51, Area 51's got to be, like, something big as much as, like, they try to keep people out of it.
You know what? I don't even want to find out because I don't want to be disappointed.
Why would you be disappointed?
Because okay, imagine this, right? You probably have never seen it because Independence Day with Will Smith and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen it, Mintz? No.
Yes, I have actually. A long time ago.
Okay, so the older like Independence Day with Will Smith, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go to Area 51, and there's like these fucking aliens and tubes, and they're doing like all these crazy shit. There's fucking spaceships there, and then hey, we break into Area 51 right now, and we just find out that they just have boxes of MREs there and some fucking old guns. That's it. Nothing alien. Like, how disappointing would that be?
I don't know though. I think there would be stuff there.
Because that's what people tell you.
Why would it be so top secret?
What if Area 51 is like, a front, and like there's actually like another secret area?
That's what I've seen a lot of lately, is that Area 51 has been so popularized now that they had to basically vacate it, and there is another area.
Like people have shared like photos of them like hauling something out of like that area that like is covered up and stuff on a truck, but it looks very like not human, I guess.
I just don't want to be disappointed. I enjoy more of the curiosity than the actual knowing.
But see, and also like with the technology of like Google Earth and stuff, like they must have a hard time keeping stuff like this under wraps. Because they've
obviously moved it to Area 52. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean that would only make sense, right? Like,
the government pays Google like millions upon millions of dollars to blur out stuff or to change stuff that they don't want them to see.
Right?
So.
Yeah, they like change it so that it looks like it's not really there.
Yeah, because if you try to zoom in like Google Map onto like military bases, like they're all blurred out.
But how is it then? So you see all these people with these videos, like, oh my god, zoom in on this, and they've zoomed in on it, and there's this fucking thing there. And then me, go straight to my Google Maps, I find the exact same spot, I'm zooming in, and there's fuck all.
That's because I think Google Earth updates differently than like the one on your phone.
Yeah.
Like the maps on your phone. I think they're different satellites because Google Earth has its own like specific satellite for Google Earth. Whereas like the Google Maps and stuff, like it's different stuff.
And I'm shocked that bitch hasn't been shot out of the fucking sky yet. Because Google's like a US company, right? So like China or like any other countries, like, I don't want your fucking satellite to be taking photos of me. Like, that's spying. Like, I'm just going to shoot that bitch down.
Yeah, but is it so far away that it's not considered spying?
I mean, it's in space.
But how is it then, right? So what? So China don't allow they're people to have Google, but you can go on Google Maps and look at the streets of China.
Yes. So because there's really without proof, there's no restriction on US Google, right? Everyone knows that there's a restriction behind it. They allow you to only see what you want to see up front because the amount of pages actually people are going to scroll through is only like 4 before redoing something to try to find. And there's like millions of searches. So like China has their own type of internet that they run through their country that only their citizens can use and see.
So I just Google mapped Area 51, and it's literally just a white spot.
Yeah,
on this map.
They black it out. It's just nothing there.
That's wild.
But there's people on Reddit that have like acquired satellite imagery of Area 51 that's not blurred out. And like they think that there's something underneath the mountain range that's right next to it. Because they're like, this mountain doesn't look natural. Like this mountain looks fake. Like they built it on purpose to cover something up. And like there's like a crater and stuff like around it.
I would believe that.
And like somebody's like, I found the secret entrance to this base, and like they like zoom in like the mountain area, and like it shows like this little like circle thing. It looks like a freaking, like I guess like a missile silo cover.
I just don't want to be disappointed.
That's crazy. It really is. There's like nothing there. They have literally just gone, let's go on Photoshop and just get rid of that.
I really wish that the people had actually tried to storm Area 51 so we could get some freaking answers.
They would have been shot on sight.
Well, yeah. I mean, they wanted to get big enough masses that it wouldn't have mattered. Like they still would have shot them.
They would have shot them. They would have shot them.
Tactical nuke.
Okay, I advise everybody who listens to this, who's ever listening to this and gets the brainiac idea that they're going to try to storm a militarized base, it's not a good idea. They will fucking shoot you.
Dead.
Dead. Like, you won't get through the second barrier. They will fucking take you out quick and in a hurry.
With a quickness.
Yeah, they test those barriers weekly, so they know they work. So don't think you're just going to be like, get on a fluke. They do not
fuck around with that. They made me one night when I was going on base get out of my car and like open up the trunk and do all this kind of crazy shit, mainly because they wanted to make sure we weren't hiding prostitutes.
See,
in the trunk
not every base is blurred out, because I just looked at where Mike and I work. It's there. I can find my building.
It's not classified. Nothing we do is classified.
Yeah, it's nothing classified. But if
Area
you find
51 is top secret classified. That's why it's blurred out.
Like, try to go like deep within, like, I mean, you could probably go to the Pentagon and stuff.
I mean, you
could
go to every Air Force base, and it's probably not going to be blurred out because
it's not. Even the jets are not blurred out.
Right.
But the jets are classified.
But they're not. No, they're. I mean, the technology within them is. But
the blueprints are classified.
Yeah, I just found the Pentagon, like, with no problems.
Yeah, so you can have that because it's not classified. But anything classified, they got to black out.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know what's crazy to me? What's crazy to me is that people, like, with this whole COVID thing, thinking, like, literally that 5G is, like, a real, like, conspiracy. Like, the thing that if you got the COVID shot, like, they injected you with, like, a 5G chip and shit. Like, there are people that are fondly believing this stuff.
Then why does my phone 5G not work all the time?
Yeah, same.
I'm just asking.
Same. Like, if I was a 5G robot, surely I would have 5G all the time on my phone.
And I don't. So obviously it's not right. Maybe I need to go get boosted a couple more times to see if it'll help. But
like, Sammy and I have a friend that was telling us about, like, this crazy lady that was like, that came into her work and was like literally like on one about like how the COVID shot was like, they were microchipping you so they could track you. And she was like, lady, you have a cell phone, right? Like, they already fucking track you everywhere.
You have a social security number. You have a bank. You have insurance. Like, they don't need to fucking inject you with a microchip.
Yeah, you got a fucking easy pass in your car. They're gonna fucking find you in a quickness.
Yeah, it's like, it blows my mind that people like legitimately believe this stuff. And like, to the point that they are gonna fight somebody over it.
There are so many conspiracy theories on the government watching you, though. Like, I'm sure people, I mean, I genuinely believe, like, on God, yeah, we might be sitting here like this, but I believe there are people that will walk around in these all day, all night, because they think the government will read their thoughts.
I mean, I would, but it makes my head really sweaty.
It does, and Brittany would beat the shit out of me if I left the house like this.
Yeah. I'm hot. My brain, it doesn't take much to melt my brain anyway. So I'm finding this hard. The government
does watch you. They watch you through the birds, so that's all you need.
Because birds I need to hear more about this. We got to go into depth on the birds.
So we're gonna take it. We're gonna go into Mintz's favorite subject, and we're gonna go back into U.S. history. 1963.
The best year.
Yeah, the best year. I don't know why you're saying it's the best year, because that's when our president got assassinated.
Not the best year. Apologies.
Anyway, 1963, JFK got assassinated. And the theory behind the JFK assassination and the birds is the CIA actually put the hit and made it so JFK would die. Because he wouldn't allow the government to use birds, like mechanical birds, as drones to spy on the American population. So it goes into CIA assassinating him, doing it. They put in somebody else, and they approve it, and then they move on. And now we get into the bird theory that the birds and COVID is linked together because the birds needed an upgrade on their batteries. So what they did was they were like, oh, we'll introduce COVID. So COVID came into play, lockdowns happened, people are too scared to leave their house, panicked, stuff like that. And that
so they
gave
could capture
time.
All these drones and change their batteries.
That's right. So all the drones could go back to the shop and nobody would notice that the birds weren't there. And they could change out all the batteries, all the components, and then re-release the birds a year later when the lockdowns finally got lifted. And they implemented and you're probably wondering, Mintz, I know you are, how do these birds keep their batteries charged? They got solar panels on them? No, they got feathers. That's stupid thought. What they do is they have charging pads on their feet. And that's why you always see the birds hanging on the power lines, because that's how they recharge. And they got camera eyes and stuff like that.
No.
Yeah.
Like there's actual video of somebody like catching these quote unquote birds.
Catching, and it shows like a little camera on them, on this bird and stuff like that, like a camera lens. I think Mike sent it to me.
Yeah, I did.
And it legit shows a bird with one normal eye, and then on the other side, it's got a fucking camera lens.
Yep.
Setting on it.
Grimmy, right? I want science with Grimmy. I want you to go and catch a bird. I want you to fucking video call me when you've got it. Yeah. And I want you to cut that motherfucker open and show me the battery cells.
We'll do
and the wires and the camera.
Well, see, I can't because
I have to say, okay, only in America would this have ever been thought up.
Well, so I can't do that because then if we broadcast that I've captured a bird and I try to dissect it, we'll have PETA all over us. So
yeah, it's also illegal in like every state to hunt like certain birds, like
like you can't. Yeah, so you
maybe
can't
they're the ones with the cameras.
They are.
Then.
That's the one. Well,
obviously, that's why it's illegal.
That's insane. Mm-hmm. That is the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
I don't like. Do they think that those birds that like people put on their like the fake owls and stuff? Like, what do they think about those? Like to scare other birds off?
So I don't fucking know. You know, a lot of people will put fake owls up because it's like an old thing that it's like a scarecrow with fucking crows in cornfields. Like the presence of something looking like that would deter it. There's actually buildings now that will put in speaker systems that make particular bird sounds that are like predatory birds that try to scare off the other birds. But they keep the drones around.
That's really weird.
Is that weird?
Because the drones aren't scared of predators.
That's right.
Well, no, they won't be scared of anything because they're not.
They probably have little like defense systems for other birds.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? You get too close to it and then it just
opens its mouth, fucking laser beam
into like Gatling guns, like no, stay away from me, pew pew pew.
We're living in some iRobot type deal right now.
That's when you hear a woodpecker. It's not actually a woodpecker. It's a bird shooting at a predator with its Gatling gun.
Actually, funny.
Turret.
Woodpeckers are only there for Morse code. That's how they send signals.
Oh my god. Are you sure? Do you believe this, Grimmy? You sound like you believe this.
I mean, if you could prove me wrong, I'm open to discussion on it. I mean, so far I've laid down facts with minimum resistance on your end.
I'm absolutely astounded at the bullshit that's been coming out of your mouth today. Like, that's why there's minimum resistance. I don't know what to say to you. I just can't.
I'm just kind of feeding it, trying to get a counter argument, and I just haven't found one yet.
Yeah, you've got one. Like, we don't have that shit over here. Maybe because, we're not paranoid as fuck that our government is watching us and
you probably
spying on us.
You just haven't seen the right TikToks.
Yeah, they just do it openly. Your government's like, they're worried about tea. Like, as long as these motherfuckers have tea, like, they'll be calm.
We're good.
There's definitely a Brit out there that believes that the government is out to hunt them down and, like, do crazy shit.
Some tea,
there are
crumpets.
people there. I have crumpets in the kitchen.
I fucking bet
That's
you do.
That's not relevant. I do. I got some today.
See, the government gives that to you to keep you happy, so then you don't worry about them spying on you.
Yeah, but I don't worry about them spying on me anyway.
Because you have crumpets.
That's right. And I'm a good girl. I don't do anything wrong. I don't need this. You need this.
I need this to keep you all safe from my immaculate intelligence.
Oh, okay. On that note, everyone, we got to end this before Grammy gets his head as big as the damn earth. Look around. It really doesn't matter, but it's either way.
I mean, which layer though? Are we talking crust or are we talking?
Oh yeah, because it flakes off a little bit every year. You know,
there's only one layer. That hollow earth theory. There's only one layer.
No, I can't with you. You're done.
Yeah, that is going to be all we have time for today. So we'll be back next week. I don't know who else is going to join us next week. We got a scheduling conflict again, so
don't worry, I will do it and everyone stay.
Just Grimmy just going to talk for
this is just me just talking for an hour. Beautiful. And you guys feeling blessed that you're able to hear my
bonus
voice.
episode, Science with Grimmy for an hour.
No.
Science with Grimmy for an hour. I'm going to learn you guys something fucking good.
No, you're not. You're going to fill our heads with shit.
Well, you see my fucking notes back here? That's all.
I don't give a fuck about your fucking notes. You
see all my notes?
Layered.
Look at my notes.
It's like that meme.
You are literally Charlie Day.
Look at the fucking notes.
That's what's so great about Grimmy is that we
got some fucking butterflies.
Oh yeah, I see Dog's Life.
He spits facts and like nobody knows if it's bullshit or if he's like being for real. Like nobody knows.
You never know anything with Grimmy.
You know the secret behind it? I'll teach you the secret behind it. You just got to speak with a level of confidence that makes people question. Yeah, authority and confidence that makes people question whether you're saying is actually fact or not. And then they get unsure, so they don't want to seem stupid and question it.
When you speak to me, though, okay, right, but when you talk to me, I don't know if you really like me or not.
I just talk down.
I don't understand. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, Grimmy is my friend. And then you say something else and I'm like, Grimmy hates me.
I know.
It's perfect. It keeps you guessing and it keeps things entertaining.
It well balanced. It keeps your mind in a state of unsure.
That hurts my head. Like, I can't. Come on now. Let's be honest. We all know that I'm not the brightest with general socialization and like general knowledge. So I find it hard. Please give me clear social cues.
That's why we keep you around. It's pure fucking entertainment. Because for the people who watch on YouTube and you see us say something and her face just says it all, like I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. It's perfect.
It's amazing because you give that smile. You give,
yeah,
and it's just that smile where it's like, yay, I'm here.
It's true. It's true. So I'm glad to be a part of this.
All right. Well, that's going to be all we have time for today. So we'll see you all back next week for another great episode. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
Have a terrible weekend, you cunts.
Bye-bye.
Bye, bitches.